overseas suddenly run dry. If you love me, really love me, let it happen. I won't care, won't care. So when it seems like everything is lost, oh, I'll smile.
Yes, yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to Music Connect Africa. Of course, it is that. You are vibing to the sounds of. We're talking about Kiddus I and Music Connect Africa. We welcome you where it is that each and every week we connect you with the masters of the industry, the persons who light the fire and keep it going within the industry itself. Of course, today we have in studio Frank Dowding Jr., aka Kiddus I, and we're going to vibe with him on just a few things that has been happening across the aisle as it pertains to his music and his career. We are talking about an astonishingly clear-voiced singer whose recordings exude an air of quiet authority and spiritual devotion. Of course, he is perhaps one of the best, he's best known for his memorable appearance in the 1978 film Rockers, a picturesque document of the Jamaican music scene that brought a new level of international exposure to acts such as Isaacs. Are going to vibe with Kivas in just a few seconds. But for right now, keep vibing. This is most extraordinary songs we're talking about. If you like.
Cause you love me.
Hi, kiddos. How are you?
Greetings, Empress Cruz. I'm good. Thanks, Chris. To the world, we're just saying enough blessings, one love, one unity, one aim, one heart, one
I
destiny as spiritual beings, benevolent souls in a creation, whose purpose, I'd say, is to help to balance the scales that is now in control, has been in control for so long. But music, as you know, crosses the borders and the boundaries and reach out and touch spirits from its positive, uplifting music, which does not mislead or misdirect. So the music of reggae is such a music reaching out to all souls of every cultures, class and creed and religions. It's a positive vibration, Rastafari. Thanks.
I tell you, Killers I, it's a pleasure having you to stop in and be able to vibe with you. I can't tell you how much it is that I have listened to your recordings over the years. I've delved into just instrumentation, from playing the fun day to the various. Listen, we're going to go back in time because I've been listening to you for years, and for myself, I'm pinching myself now, knowing that I am actually speaking with Kiddus I, right? And to the world who
Thanks,
is
sister.
listening right now, just to know that here's an opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about who Kiddus I is and what he brings to the masses. And it's been doing for years, right? Effortlessly, I must say, effortlessly. When you listen to um, your arrangement, when you listen to your singing ability, and even from then compared to now, there is no change. The only change has been and it's not constant, has been better with age, I may say. I hats off to you.
I will let's say good wine ages well, you know.
That's
So
correct. Yes. Well,
so I give thanks
I give thanks.
that
Well,
I'm still able to and you know I haven't I was like from 1992 until about 17 years afterwards. I was deported from America because of some nothing more than a big mouth, yeah,
yeah.
and I lost it in London. And when I got to St. Louis, they cancelled my multiple 10-year multi visa, and so for 17 years my career went on hold before I was able to get another visa. And when they sent me back to England, they were also, well, that's a past. And so musically, for that period, I wasn't out there working, you know,
Yes.
and I wasn't as off the scene until 2002. Some people that thought I died or passed away, I
No, but
heard
you're alive and in good health, I may say, as well.
no, we're giving thanks. We're
Give it,
giving thanks for that, you know.
giving thanks. Let's
And
let's let's talk about the early
it's
beginnings.
well, the early beginnings, I'd say, started with that slap on my backside when I came out of Mama, and I shouted in protest against the aggression and invasion myself. So I'd say from then I've been protesting against invasion and aggression in the way or form. See? And music has been, as I say, the via that we can ride on the wings of the wind across the universe and express, right? So that is it for me. I'm a personally.
So
As a
you,
Rastafarian,
yeah,
yes.
you were born in St. Mary.
Yep.
I am from St. Mary as well.
Wow, what part?
I am from Retirement. That's between
Okay.
Gale and Guyville, Gale and
Yeah,
Jeffertown.
man. Yeah, man. Well, I was born in Port Maria, and but I grew up grazing estate, the property, yeah,
Yes,
with a sugar factory. But when I was growing as a little youth, St. Mary is one of the richest parishes in Jamaica,
that's true.
right? We had three ports. We had one in Orocabessa, we had one in Anota Bay, and we had one in Port Maria. Three ports, shipping ports. Because the banana industry and the coconut industry and the sugarcane industry was major. Before the system destroyed coconuts deliberately to sell you the soya and the vegetable and the corn oils, and at the same time criminalizing in a sense because that's what they did. And the benefits of coconut was just too healthy. And anything that is too healthy for the populace, the system finds a way to pollute. You understand? To get you onto the treadmill of farmers and the drug companies, etc., etc. So St. Mary fell after that, but but we got a lot of good spirits out there. Like my grandmother's side, the terriblest maroon in Jamaica was Tati. Tati. Yes. I am family. My grandmother is from that. Yeah.
Oh wow. So
So we've been consciously aware of the misuses and abuses of the Bakra Master, as we
that's
we used
correct.
to call it.
Yes.
It's the colonial masters, you know. And we it's simple. I mean, there's one sun for Mama.
Mm-hmm.
There's one moon that, yes, in this universe. But the planet Earth, ship Earth, you know, we all breathe the same breath of life. With no color in it, no class in it, no creed in it, no religion in it. Sufficient for every living being, animals and otherwise. And we commingle with that breath. It has no color, no division. So there's no separation in the spirit and the breath of life given to everyone on Mama Earth. And instead of being good shepherds and caretakers, husbandman, husbandwoman, for this beautiful, wonderful place that we habitate, given stewardship, shepherdship as pro-creators in this space on this ship planet Earth, with how many billions of sailors to row the ship to success harmoniously. Then, where's the management? Where's the captain and the pilots?
Wait,
The management
I hear you.
on this ship, man.
That's true. That's true.
So the message is that benevolent spirits around the world of all religions, because we breathe the same breath. Religion is just a method to have brought mankind unaware, mankind, to awareness of his or her spirituality. Religion is now corrupt, divisive, and used as a tool purposefully. Anyhow, we're not going to go too far.
Let's
But
talk about the name. Let's talk about the Kiddus I. You
yes,
know, the name, the meaning of your name. Most interestingly, I was on another interview where I was speaking with another artist, and I saw a meme that went out this week talking about, you know, how Jamaicans came up with their names. And it was quite funny.
okay.
So talk to us about Kiddus I. How you could
Well,
come up with the name itself.
I was the kid. I was the kid from a little boy, about 8 years old. My grandmother bought me a gun belt, double, two holsters, gun belt. And I love cowboy movies, right? So I started using a gun. I grew up in a family that guns were around. And my brother was an excellent shot from like about 119 birds, shot with 122 cartridges, flying. So, yeah, my dad was there. So later on when I went to high school, I was called the kid.
The kid,
Later on, yeah, then I was
such as
later
Billy the
on
Kid.
Kid Reketek,
Yeah.
and then Kid Bangarang. So I started a gang at school called the Rough and the Easy. I didn't even know I was dealing with benevolence and malevolence, cosmic and chaos energies. Because the bad and the easy, we were never bad to anyone who was not aggressive or out of line, right? But we saw good. So at that time, from 13, that is the continuation. I get the name Reketek and Bangara. I've been expelled from. I've been expelled from a few schools.
Yeah.
So yes, I was a rebellious youth, right? Who from an early age took up a spiritual warrior stance against exploitation. As I said, that slap on my backside, and I shouted in protest. And I've been protesting ever since against aggression, invasion, etc., etc., etc.
Now,
And
the name Kiddus is actually Hamerick. I'm Hamerick. Am I correct?
yes, well, that name was now given to me as a member of the Sons of Nikos.
Yes.
Ras Michael said, yeah, you're Kiddus I, blessed one, right? And so that's the name I was called from then. I was also called Shepherd, which my record label is called Shepherd, and Dr. Feelgood, because I defended the ganja from, yeah, I've been to jail 14 times in Jamaica, my dear. You understand? Mm,
Yes.
14 times.
Well, here at Kiddus,
England,
go ahead.
England, England, even France for it, right? I
Yeah.
won't go into any details on what I want, but been defender for this. I'm the last remaining member of the Judah Coptic Nyabingi house. I know of no other one alive still who in 1972 to 73 got ganja decriminalized from mandatory. If I'm on the catch, I would have spliff, I would have 18 months. Mandatory. If I had a pound or two, it could be 3 to 5 years. Even for seed, you'd have done 18 months. So Mr. Manley, under the logo, the sales of power to the people, made it possible for us not to. You paid a fine and you could go to jail and stuff. Because I went to jail many times after that, but I was able to pay a fine and go to prison. You understand?
Yeah.
So the name Dr. Feelgood came through that because I provided the best herb available, because good herb takes you like a plane lifting, you know, and you can get in tuned to your spirituality and question.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I tell you, kiddos. I am really loving this. But hear what? I am going to jump to one of your tracks. Ja Power, Ja Glory, and I'm going to be right back with some more questions,
All right,
okay?
all right.
Power and the glory, blessings for the earth, not for some, but for everyone. Hey, we're home. Hey, 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 there should only be gladness, yes, instead of the sadness, yes. All over this your white word, for life was all one glory, and you scattered the glory, you scattered the oneness astray. Hey, hey, after you were given the power to do Jah works, and will you misuse the power and glory? Hey, hey, doing things you conceived of to fulfill your earthly desires. You leaders have misused the people's rights, church and state, kings of armies.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you are tapping in right now, of course it is that we are vibing with Kiddus I. We're talking about a legend of the reggae music industry for more than one cause. Of course it is. And as we get into the interview itself, we saw that we listened to his recollection of being named Kiddus and as actually being a member of Ras Michael's Son of Negos through the 1971 to 1978 period, where as well he played a fun day. You know, I am a believer in terms of the traditional music, in terms of the instrumentation that makes up the music, and great quality music. So much that I've studied this from primary school, or some may say from elementary school, knowing the instrumentation that makes up the instruments and being able to clearly hear what's going on. That's part of my career in terms of being an ethnomusicologist. Now, within that itself, we know that Lafonde is part of the Buro set of drumming as well. One may say it's a call and response drumming that's practiced by the Ashanti. The Ashanti, back in the Tree language, back in from Ghana. Tree, one of the languages that I myself speak as well. Well, we are talking about the Funde. That has been that we're going to get into playing the Funde and speaking with Kiddus I about that as well. Of course, Kiddus. Instrumentation has always been something that I'm big on. I grew up, listening to the greats. Of course, it is that Lucky Dubé was one of my favorite artists of all time. And from a very young age, I studied instrumentation based on the songs before I actually entered into a studio and was able to, put together a rhythm. Other persons may call it beats, different things as we go through the industry. But the instrumentation, I see nowadays where there are producers who are producing tracks and they don't have the knowledge in terms of the instrumentation that makes up those tracks. And I think it is the core part of making great music that lasts the test of time. When I listen to your music, this is music that lasts the test of time. I am not just saying that because you're here with me. I'm saying that because it's the reality. The richness that's within the music itself and the instrumentation that comes with it as well. Of course, it is that the Funde is from a three-part series, I might say, right? Where the bass is the rhythm. The Funde is more of the syncopation, and the repeater drum, which brings in the melody. Am I correct?
Yes.
Oh boy.
That dances. Yeah.
Yes.
The funde holds the heartbeat.
Yes.
You have times when it's a slower heartbeat, and there are times when it steps up, and it's like your body. If you start running, your heartbeat's gonna pick up. So there's two basic rhythmic patterns within the Moro diabingi drumming. And if you note, around the world, most areas have a rhythmic pattern. So in Africa, send these rhythmic patterns beyond the world, all over, because Africa is even, before the continents split and was together, Africa was the center.
Yes.
We know the G. My sister sent and got a DNA test to find out that the Scottish blood will breed my maroon grandmother, right? Come from 65,000 years ago, left Africa, and mutate to be the Scottish people, right? The Chinese scientists thinking them come from a different Homo sapien type of name, only to find out that 85,000 years ago, they left Africa. The Ganges River is named after the Ethiopian and Arab Ganges, the Japanese, Korean, the whole of them. So the whole world is Africa. So, the veins and the branches spread out. But it's the same vein. It's like mycelium from the mushroom, invisible mycelium. But it is the AI for the forestry and earth in a sense. See? It's the same way the breed of every the first. That is the name of the true original feminine. Sin is the birth of the I am transcending through. You know, all the avatar spirits of Christ are logos or perfections of word, illuminated ones in their all different cultures, who, as master conductors, they seem, because their followers become followers. But for the symphonic orchestration, it's a few who walk the seven stairs, balance the eight, and be at one in harmony with the vibration of I am, you know? So the choice is ours because the I am plays hide and seek within us. And those who are able to go into the I am fully, then is a divine spark that the I am plays hide and seek inside. See? So there's no difference in anything at all. That, as I said, the breath of life has no separation or division. It's just choice.
That's why this conversation is more of, one may say, referring to the drums itself, a burro, a pattern. Yes.
And all the various rhythmic patterns of the world that are expressed subliminally program a sect of people. These rhythmic patterns which are in tune. Now we know that the system, shitstem, has deliberately changed the 432 to a 440, 432 to a 440. Right? Taking you off of the alignment of the vibration of harmonic expression to I and I who exist on the via to tread and follow. Right? So you're misguided. Your mental programming is filled with academic and academia's falsity, lies. So when your filing cabinet in your heavens is filled with misinformation, it's not history, it's his story.
His story.
Their stories, which is filled with misinformation purposefully to keep you. That's why ganja was fought for so long, because it makes you question. You're not supposed to question, you're just supposed to do. When I hear a white man the other day saying that the sub-Sahara and such cannot be turned over to the Africans, because why? That is where civilization, it didn't, help the civilized world. And so we can't, but the addition, if that's jointly exploit the resources. But the statement following, and we have to keep them improvised. Right? So keep them same way under your mental. To educate them, don't let them become free to share in the benefits of their resources. Additional something but more further than this here, but that's the idea.
On that note, we are going to jump to one of your other songs, and we'll be right back after these messages, okay?
All right, Chiefs, this it.
Remember to teach the children education, wisdom, awareness is divine, and it's mind over matter, not matter over mind. We have to reset the mindset of mankind and womankind and cleanse their minds. Rastafari blessed, Scotch love Kiddus I, now guess it.
Now we have to reset the mindset.
Reset it, man.
In order to cleanse Their minds, their minds.
This is the educational vaccination.
Yes, we have to reset the mindset in order to cleanse mankind.
My children, walk with me. We don't want no Babylon tongue cues, no Babylon handshakes, no Babylon hellos, greetings that are fake, no Babylon bad mind and them a move like a snake. Some people are sleeping when they should be awake. No Babylon images, no Babylon art, no Babylon thinking, no Babylon thoughts, no Babylon ends, no Babylon starts, no Babylon philosophy with them Babylon heart.
The mindset in order to cleanse their minds.
Bless the warriors, 3 finger, 4 finger,
Yes,
5
yes,
finger,
yes.
jack.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we could not, of course, have Kiddus I on without talking about his on-screen performance of Graduation in Zion. Of course, was unquestionable one the best performances in rockers and most, what one might say, most striking musical moments. Of course, Kiddus, talk to us about the Graduation in Zion and, coming part of the rockers, so to speak.
In 1976, I had recorded that song. Myself and Jack Ruby were very good friends, and I had gone down by him and a band from the Arak Hotel. Michael Holden's younger brother played keyboards, and then so I took Harry J, the same studio that we recorded in for the movie. But while I was there, Jack came in with this guy called Ted Buffalo Rufus, who was the director for the movie. So he came in just while I was singing, and when I finished, they told me about this movie and wanted the song to be in it. So I kept it. I didn't release that track at all. And then I re-recorded it. I produced it. I paid for the studio time. They just came in and recorded the Feel Nagai 2-track and captured the moment. So it was, because, myself and Spiro's great friends. As a matter of fact, his first show in Jamaica, the Third World, I made a connection to that because he had a couple of times shows were semi-planned and thing, and he hadn't come. Cat them the last and call from Third World, and I went down to St. Anne's Bay. Saw him one evening, and he decided to come in. Did this first show, a turntable. Right? And the first time everybody hearing, do you remember the days of slavery? Yeah, great. So we're all close, right? Because it was Jack Ruby who had the connection for the movie. Guy and true, we were close here. Actually, at one stage I was considered to have played the lead part, but Black Disciples went with Burning Spear on a tour and met them in New York. Dirty Harry and Horace Smoke. And so they decided from there, things changed up. But it was a big opportunity. I can't say no. Really it was because I had so much marketing and promotion to that movie. I've never got financial yet because about 5 different companies have been plagiarizing or have. But I've gotten so much worldwide promotion that I couldn't have paid for it myself. So that way it was good. and it's a part of the history because it had so many legends who have passed, right? And Rolling Stone said it was the best soundtrack. Yeah, and I think it was rated maybe best 100 movies of some sort. You know?
Yeah. It's a period where there, just so much great things were happening for you, even with being able to be in Rockers itself. But also, it was a period where, as you stated at the beginning of the interview, where you were off the scene. Within that time, you were still recording as well, or did you just decide to not do music, not even at home at all? You
No,
weren't.
I still continued. I was considered maybe the most recorded unreleased artist in
Of
Jamaica.
Yeah.
But right, I have about 18 of my 2-inch tapes have somehow disappeared. Won't go into that.
Yeah.
So that's about a few LPs. I was done. I recorded another one and a half in England, California, and those plus I recorded that Tough Calm, the Power Jet Glory. That was the title track of my LP for 79, and I recorded that. And a portion of music that I'd done with Scratch Perry mysteriously again disappeared. A portion of music, my gosh, and I still have, I think I have about 2 LPs that I'm looking forward to set up to release in the coming year, or music recorded.
So we're currently listening to
The mindset,
Reset the Mindset with Scratchy West. Um,
yes.
and when we talk about songs that were recorded since earlier times and that have just made their way back, this is one of the songs that, or I should say, if anyone had to pick up your collection and listen to your catalog and delve into the magnitude and the different recordings that are there, they will be able to see that these songs are so relative today. It's like you're a prophet of your time because those songs are so relevant today in terms of the music industry, in terms of the various things that are happening in various parts of the world as well. And Reset the Mindset is one of those songs. Could you talk to me about um, writing the song, and what was the idea behind the production?
For this particular song, right, Scratchulous, and surprisingly, he's been staying at my house. I left him there
Yeah.
to come out. Yes, he had come in a week before. We were supposed to have gone to Barbados, but somehow and other things have worked out here. Um, but it was mainly his. He was sent to visit me, check when came back to Jamaica, and he had the idea, right? So hats off to him. But it's the same similar message, right? It's a collaborative message, and that is the idea for music. You know, inspire, open a little light here on something. You know, out of the dark, make a little spark
Yeah.
that can inspire and touch people while making them aware of the dangers, right? The pros and the cons, right? To reset the mindset because when they say 6, you better say 9.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because as I say, the painting themselves were quite projected to the world, right? I wouldn't even want to ban racism, which they purposely put
Yeah.
in falsely, like the message in parts of the Bible, right? To brainwash falsely his story, right? Not the true story, right? So the message of music, and as I said, music lives for posterity right down the line. And on vinyl, I
Mm-hmm.
can't seek to mislead or to cast off course. I need to be at 12 o'clock so that when I come out of my mouth, I try to be as close to whatever the truth is, and as being able to go into Jerusalem schoolroom, as we say. As I tell you, say, I get kicked out of high school before me. When I got next term for about fourth farm, right? As if this rebellious youth. So, but by them time, my dear, my teachers couldn't answer me enough things. Because I read all 3 books in a one day. Then,
Yes.
I just step through and through me could have teleport to any period, time, right? I was able to, through the pages of whatever it was of history, and teleport myself. So, you could have teach me mathematics and physics and chemistry, science and technology, yeah, and things that you. But most of everything else was contrary and misinformation in so many areas, right? Because we read over 1,200 books by the time we are 13, see? And that's true that we'd have the 2 uncle them book them, my father book them, library. Most book never read in a one day, 4 books. My father one time when we were on holiday, he used to think this should be using the cross. Because what? We take the lamp and put it on that cover and read. And when we hear him wake up in the morning, so go walk, we lock off the light. And when they come back, we go down and sleep at 11 o'clock. We come to jam up while they listen. But that was it, right? So I had so much diverse information.
Mm-hmm.
So I would question and people and teacher would need no fans on certain things.
All
Right?
right.
You know what surprised me? What surprised me, right?
Yeah.
I remember about 2018 or so, I chat to some I chat to some people and think, at the times, and they ask me, man, which university you went to, man? I
Mm-hmm.
said, what's the oh Lord, Jerusalem schoolroom, brother. I've been up into the heavens inquiring. But to the world, to the world is Father awaken spiritual beings to help balance, reset the mindset, reshape and reset. Green for life is that. Because it's food, clothes, shelter, sick, nourish, age protected infants care for. One name, one heart, one destiny. As husbandman and husbandwoman, caretakers, mama, earth, and everything. Then,
Mm-hmm.
with that, the ones who recognize things have gone off course, too far off course. And spiritual beings of every color, class, and creed don't recognize the black man, the colored people, and then the right, trash as the mother call them, or the plebs, they're all a part of total destruction or the collective thing. So if they can work together and create an alternative, because you see, food, self-sufficient. You're not self-sufficient with food. The global colonization of food is a part of the plan. See? And sodomizing holistic nature's food to benefit I and I is being done. 78% of the food on the shelf then is compromised. The baby food.
We know that though.
All right.
And not everybody wants to know not everybody, it appears not everybody wants to know the truth, but you're so correct.
No, but because, you see, the miseducation and the programming in the filing cabinet in your computer brain has misled you. So what you have to do? You after puberty and you have a baby, you have to feed and maintain. So rent and the mortgage, education and the this. So you get into the slave mill and you start working week after week after week, and you take off the falseness of the Sunday to go worship spiritually as spiritual beings, being misled to go work on a Sunday and worship on a Sunday, which is the devil's day. Right? Christianity, what has it done? My gosh. All days in the holidays are pagan days of worship. So without even recognizing that you're giving prayers to the devil, I say, my Lord. So, is a awakening of the minds, my dear, trust me.
Remember to teach the children education, wisdom, awareness is divine, and it's mind over matter, not matter over mind. We have to reset the mindset of mankind and womankind and cleanse their minds. Rastafari blessed, Scotland's Kiddus I, now guess it.
Now we have to reset the mindset.
Reset it, man.
Yes, to the listening audience, we thank you for tuning in to the part 1 of Kiddus I's interview with myself. I am Dr. Empress Rose, and you're listening to Music Connect Africa, our MCA Entrepreneurial Series, our E-Series. And within the interview itself, and from talking with and reasoning with Kiddus I, one might say that his lyrics are critical and can sound rebellious at times, but of course it is one of calmness that is always telling a story, with as well a hidden pun. Of course, his music collection is influenced by the sounds of jazz, R&B, and authentic reggae music as well. This is part 1 of our interview, and of course we will return with part 2, more of Kiddus I. But for right now, keep on vibing to the sounds of Reset the Mindset. I hope that you have enjoyed the interview thus far, and your feedback is always welcomed.
And some got caught, and some were sold, and some were robbed, and some were greedy, naive, and never got taught, and some are in denial even though they played a part, and some are
Now
in
we
denial.
have to reset the mindset in order to
Reset it, man.
their
Let's
minds,
go,
their
warriors.
minds, their minds.
This is the education, vaccination.
Yes, we have to reset the mindset in order to cleanse mankind.
Remember the thinking and thoughts come before the word in action. We need to show context in education. Join the dots to raise the next generation. Act accordingly and recordingly, which is right. Kiddus I, Scotland. Bless the inner the yard family.
Now we have to reset the mindset in order to cleanse their minds, their minds, their minds. Yes, we have to reset the mindset in order to cleanse mankind.
Marcus Garvey said, make we reset the mindset of the haves and have-nots, and reset the hands of Babylon watches and clocks. We have to cut through the obstacles and remove the blocks. When you're fighting for justice, beware of the plots. We have to reset the mindset, north, south, east and west. Enough of them are supposed, and some still against. We have to reset the mindset of the poor and oppressed. Teach them wisdom, education, King Selassie I bless.
Now we have to reset the mindset.
Reset it, man. Vital, natural.
The minds.
Vital.
Yes, we have to reset the mindset.
This is the worldwide message.
In order to cleanse